Welcome to the PantyNectar podcast with your host, PantyNectar and Mr. P.
Hello, PantyNectar. How are you, dear?
Great. I just got a workout in, so I'm always feeling so good after that. And it is our first cool day in Texas. When is the actual first day of fall?
I don't know, to be honest. I think, is it a September 21st or something like that?
That's what I was thinking, 21st, yes.
Which never really happens around here. So, we have summer and then it goes into a fallish winter somewhere around November usually. But, we actually had a nice cool day today, so it's great.
Cool day. The dogs were going crazy. They were very happy to be in some cold weather, I'm sure. Oh, I actually walked outside and I'm like, what are the dogs doing? They were chasing bunnies in the backyard. I'm like, leave the bunnies alone.
Don't get the bunnies.
Don't get the bunnies.
Not the jackrabbits.
But I bet everything's feeling so good moving around this morning. It was like, 63, 64 when we finally looked at the weather. So felt really good outside. But nonetheless, along with great weather, also comes great anonymous questions. And here recently, I opened up an account with, I believe it's called Telonym. One thing that's a little different with this Telonym app is users can write in and they can ask anonymous questions. I think I did a thing with give me a category and I'll give my best 3. So some people were doing that. So I figured it'd be a fun day to go through those officially.
Absolutely.
Here on the podcast, I had so many. I could not believe all the questions and it was so funny. I had this conversation with you. I said, what's so funny about this is like, I do Q&As on Instagram.
Right.
People ask me wild stuff on Instagram. So I was like, what's different about this? And then I'm like, oh, because people can ask questions anonymously.
Yeah.
And people are so much braver when there's an anon in their name.
They're so brave behind a keyboard.
Yes.
Where no one knows your name.
Yes. It's so funny. Someone today was messaging me on OF about a specific custom video that they wanted, like a stepmom role play thing. And I said, okay, great. Is his name started with an R on OnlyFans. So I said, oh, is that your name? And he said, no, actually that's my alias. My real name's this. And like, it was nowhere close to that name. And I just thought, isn't that so funny that I get it. I do get it, but at the same time, like, who cares?
Was our name like a regular name, or was it like just some strange word? Was it, not asking the name obviously, but was it like Ron or Robert? Or,
yeah, it was like a regular,
just a regular name,
Ron,
to make you think that that's the real name.
Yes, it was actually a pretty funny full name. I'm not going to say it, but it was pretty funny. But he was actually like, no, that Ron's actually not my name. It's this. So I do think that's so funny that that people, they little funny people, how they hide behind their usernames and their little computers. I love it though. Whatever.
Absolutely.
Whatever makes you feel better about it. Okay, I'm gonna scroll through some of these questions and I'm just gonna start up from the top. Actually, some of these questions are kind of wild, and some of these questions are very, very vanilla, basic questions. So right off the top. Let me actually scroll down to our first questions, because I feel like those people that jumped on it first, shout out to you guys. Thank you for going to create an account and ask me an anonymous question. I really appreciate it. So the first question that I have here on my thing was ways to turn your partner on, or good new ways to initiate. I would love some advice / stories. Unfortunately, I can't see if this is a male or a female, and I think it is a little different. Like, there's different things you can do to turn your partner on or to initiate things. As a male, what do you think is something that...
This is to me, okay.
For those of you listening, Mr. P and I spend every waking moment with each other. We probably have since COVID. We have not been apart from each other very long. So, like, compared to most married couples, we're around each other a lot.
Yeah, and I would say we probably don't have the traditional relationship / dynamic, right? But I think with that being said, really, who does?
Yeah.
Like, what is normal, what is traditional, quote unquote, right? Because like we see the traditional people down at church, and then fucking Sunday night they're getting a gangbang going on, so like they're real traditional half the day and then the other half. So
exactly, yes.
but the question is, how to turn your partner on. I think with, if you're a guy, of course, like most women like sensual touch.
Yes.
For sure.
That was the top of my head was like, oh, maybe a nice massage.
Yes, 100%.
That would turn me
right?
on
like,
to be relaxed.
Yes, just like the whole relaxation thing, like, there's a time and the place to go in, like rough, hot, and heavy right from the start. But if it's not that time and place, then I would say that like starting off with a good massage would be good, and maybe the massage is like the second or third step.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like you turning on some softy music or something, or just like being really sweet to your wife or your partner. You know what I mean? Instead of being like, "Fuck, what's going on? Like today fucking
What's
sucks.
for dinner?
Let me give you a massage." Not that. So
that reminded me of the guy on X Live that day when he's like, "How's the kitty today?" And I'm like, "Whoa, dude. Okay, look, I'm all for giving the people what they want, but you gotta warm a girl up. You can't just freaking
let me see that.
How's
pussy.
the kitty today?" He's probably laughing if he's listening to this because as soon as he said it, I was like, "Oh man!" And he was like, "Okay, I just like it." I was like, "I know, but warm it up."
That's funny.
Yeah, as a woman, I feel like everyone's different. Obviously, everyone has a different love language. People, receive things in a different way than other people do, and that's completely fine. So I think maybe like tuning into what exactly is your husband's love language. One thing that I hear a lot just from like, obviously I have a lot of data to go off of. I talk to a lot of husbands on a daily basis, a lot of single people and a lot of married people. And one of the things that I think that goes severely missed is like men not feeling appreciated. And maybe you can like relate to this in a little bit of a sense too, because I feel like everyone kind of does this. Like we all kind of get wrapped up in life and we forget to like, say thank you for doing that, or wow, thank you for mowing the yard. I really appreciate that. Like just words of affirmation to make sure that they know that like first off what they do doesn't go unnoticed. And also like, and it's so funny thinking like people listening are probably like, oh my God, you talk to married people, blah, 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 like all judgy. But the thing is, I feel like we really produce a place where people can learn and grow. And I'm in it for that, for the communication, to be able to reach people, to be able to talk to people. So if I can give husbands some insight too on how to communicate, I think it goes a long way.
Yes.
Okay. This person said, love your videos. Wish you would take my V card. Thank you to whoever sent that. I am honored. Okay. Oh my gosh. Should I read the obsessed one?
Yeah, that's funny.
That was pretty funny. Okay. This confession says, my confession is that I used to be so in love with you, like obsessed. I know it sounds down bad, but to my defense, I was young. So basically, ever since I came across your stuff, I think it was on Reddit, I was like, this girl is fucking insane and so dreamy. I'm not even going to read the whole thing because it just goes in and in and in. But they said, keep in mind, I'd never been in a relationship / done anything at that time. I also remember having upcoming exams during those times, and I tried extra hard because I wanted a one-of-one clone of you, LMAO. That was basically my motivation. I still think you're gorgeous and you're such a sweet woman, but I'm not obsessed with you to that extent anymore, LOL. And then they go on. So that one was pretty funny. I don't know who that was, no clue, but shout out for going to create an account and respond to me on there.
Yeah, and doing good on your exams so you can get good grades. So if you get good grades, you may get a good job at the scientific lab that you want to work at. And if you get a good job at the scientific lab you work at, you might even be able to clone people. Was that the path that we were going down? Like,
I think so. I don't know.
He's talking about exams and cloning people, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because he would daydream about
that's
me.
Cool. That and like
I'm honored.
You've received, and I've received a few like pretty strange messages. That was not one. You know what I mean? That's just somebody just coming off and just getting the steam off their chest a little bit and saying, "Hey, this is the way I feel."
Well, and I don't know if they're insinuating like they knew me before Reddit. Is that what you're kind of picking up? That they?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. That's what I was. No, it sounds down bad.
I think so.
So basically, ever since I came across your stuff, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue. But shout out to you. I'm glad that I was some motivation for a little bit. And I'm glad if you're still sticking around, obviously.
100%.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here.
Yes.
You obsessive motherfucker, you.
I love being obsessed over. Okay, this says that there was a lot of pee. There's a lot of, I want to bathe in your stream. I love the pee videos. Do you do these too? I love peeing videos. People ask me like if I genuinely enjoy them or if like they're just for the videos. And in a way, it's kind of both because I probably wouldn't do them if I wasn't doing Reddit and OnlyFans and things like that. So it is partly for the videos, but I also genuinely, if you've ever watched any of the full pee videos on Fansly, you know that I enjoy it. I don't know. First off, peeing outside is like my thing because I'm outside anyways in the sun, usually sunbathing naked. So then when you get to pee out there, it's just like the greatest thing ever. And I just like, I don't know why I enjoy them so much. I just like genuinely enjoy making videos like that.
It's something different. You know, I think it's something that you don't do every day. And, you know, I think like you say, like if you, the honest answer you just gave of if you weren't on these platforms, would you be doing it?
Right.
Probably not. You know, I mean, that's totally your call, but it's not like, you know, like everybody sits in front of the mirror, you know what I mean? And, and everybody likes to kind of look at themselves and like see how sexy they look. But which means that like everybody like takes pictures and we all have these photos on our phone. It doesn't matter who you are, right?
Yes.
Like everybody loves to see themselves look good.
Yes.
But we don't always turn that into let me video myself peeing.
Yes.
So
which is fun too. Like sometimes I've like hit my phone, the camera, and I'll like make a genuine reaction because I like didn't mean for it. So you never know like what. It's so much fun. I don't know.
Videos where you piss on the camera is pretty good.
Yeah,
I
need to get
straight in pee.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to buy like a $90 OtterBox case to make my phone waterproof, but I bet if I just like threw it in a Ziploc bag and peed on it, it would be just fine like that.
So iPhones are waterproof.
Yeah, but you don't want pee up in your microphone and
dunk the motherfucker in water, right? Just wash it off.
I guess so. This person also said watching your pee videos really gets me hard. I wish I could have you pee on me for real. I would pee on people for sure. I don't think we've ever done a video where I've peed on you before. We've peed together. You've peed on me.
Yeah, like a few days ago, we did that one where we're crossing streams.
Crossing streams. If you've seen the line, crossing streams. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I just had to pee and you had to pee, and we were like, hey, let's go make a video. Do you enjoy receiving dick pics from followers?
This is a really good question.
I agree. I honestly love it. I have a whole section dedicated in my Discord to cocks only, where you can go and show off every single day, every hour of the day if you want to. I really enjoy it. I see a lot of creators that are like, they're like, how dare you send me a dick pic? That's so disrespectful. And I'm like, if you could see, we're sex workers.
Yeah.
Like people have their hard dicks in their hand when they're looking at everyone's stuff.
Right.
And people get offended over a hard dick in their DMs. I love it. You can send me your dick all day long.
I mean, I get it. I get why people would maybe, you know, I guess is the term offended to receive a dick pic, but like, bitch, you're putting your whole pussy on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, you're mad that somebody's going to send their fucking dick pic to you.
I remember.
I have a hard time wrapping my. And then the thing is like if it fucking bothers you that much, you know that's basically all you're getting. Turn your fucking DMs off.
Yeah, exactly.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
But instead, it seems like people want to make themselves relevant in the world and be like, oh, don't send me dick pics to tell people I got dick pics sent to me. I'm important. People want to send me pictures of their dick. It's like, just shut the fuck up about it. You know what I mean? Like, we're all in this business.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like we're out here selling fucking car insurance. You know what I mean? And somebody shoots you a dick pic.
Yeah,
like,
life insurance.
Whatever.
And they're like, what do you think?
Yeah.
No, I love it. You can send me all day long. I even have those people that ask, like, hey, do you mind? You don't even have to ask. Like, send it. Don't even ask. Don't do any of that. Just send it and send me a nice message.
Yes. And to be fair, we're not suggesting you go out and fucking slam all the creators or
Yes.
you know everybody that's posts nudes on the Twitter or X or Reddit with dick pics, we are giving you our perspective
Yes.
about it. So that's just how we feel, and or you feel one way, I feel the other, and we kind of see it the same way.
This person, Anon, said, "When's the next episode?" Well, you're listening to it.
PantyNectar Podcast, episode 113.
Someone else asked, "Will our questions be featured on the next episode?" Your answer. Here are the answers.
Yep,
Yes.
here you go.
Okay. Hello. Do you prefer cut or uncut dicks? I prefer cut. And this is not to say there are other people that highly enjoy uncut. Jesse and Jackson, they love that shit. That's just not for me. I prefer a cut cock. But I don't mind looking at a uncut cock. It's just, the question was, what do I prefer? That's what I prefer.
Yeah, 100% preference. It's like, what's your favorite color? Blue, green, yellow, purple? Fuck, well, I like yellow. I like purple. No, fucking yellow sucks. It's like, it's your own personal preference.
Remember last night well, you probably were asleep, so I don't know if you were listening, but did you hear about the guy that went and had his circumcision done in Africa when he was 16?
I was falling asleep right at that moment, and I'm like, what the fuck? That was some weird shit.
They were like, did your parents? Yes, on Kill Tony. They were like, did your parents? He was like, no, I decided to do it.
Oh, he decided to do it. I thought he was saying his dad
No. His dad did have it done in South Africa or wherever they were from. And so he kind of he said it was cheaper.
Did he say what part of Africa? Because he was black, so...
Yeah, I don't think he said. I'm not sure.
I doubt it was South Africa. He's probably fucking in like Zimbabwe or some shit.
I don't know.
Because Tony was like, did they bring out a fucking sword or something?
A machete?
A machete?
Yeah, he said he had to get 4 shots of anesthesia and then he could still...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And then he could still feel his dick, so they did 4 more shots. So he said 8 shots of anesthesia on his dick.
Dude, the most pain I've ever felt in my life was when I had an ingrown toenail taken out in boot camp.
Ugh. That gave me chills just thinking of ungrown...
in boot camp.
Ingrown toenails.
We were at Camp Pendleton, and I had a fucking ingrown toenail. Of course, I didn't say shit, but they make you do a hygiene inspection every night. My drill instructor saw it, and he's like, go stand on the quarterdeck. So I go up there. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with your foot? I'm like, this recruit has ingrown toenails, sir. He's like, you're going to medical in the morning. So I went to medical the next morning, and the corpsman, he was actually really nice. But he gave me, it was in my big toe. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, we're both looking at it.
and so, like, if you're watching the video, you think I'm going to show you my thumb here, right? But he gave me, I think it was 6 shots, 6 or 7 shots. And so, like, there were 2 going, like, straight down on each side of the toenail. And then 2 going kind of in the same area, but diagonal back towards the knuckle, into the toe. And then he did one, I think he did one down each side and then fucking one across, babe. Across the fucking tip of my toe. And I was in so much fucking pain. I was just squeezing the thing. And like, right after he finished like numbing me up, he was like, man, you're pretty tough. The last guy he had in here doing this, he was screaming. I was like, thanks, motherfucker. Like,
I see.
Like,
I can't even do shots. That would freak me out.
So after boot camp, I'm coming back and I'm talking to my parents, and they're, medical experts, and they're like, oh no, there was no need to do that. He could have just done an endo block or some shit, like, like 2 shots or 1 shot up the toe, which numbs the whole fucking thing. Yeah. Oh, and then so like, of course, my toe was numb. It was the shots that hurt. Mm-hmm. My toe was numb completely, and I was just laying back. I was like, motherfucker. He's like, you want to see this? I'm like, yeah. So like, I leaned down and I look, and he has like the big medical scissors. They're open, but one half of them is like all the way up under my toenail. He just cut off half my fucking toenail.
Wait,
and
so they didn't have to take I was going to say, so they didn't take your whole toenail and it grew back?
No, he took half my toenail.
And it grew back, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you used to be able to, you can kind of see, okay, look. Right down that toenail from the front to back, there's like a white crease in it.
Oh, yeah.
That's where he cut it right there. Yeah.
Back when I was training, I used to have a client that had a couple toenails gone from her ingrown toenails. Like, they removed her whole. She had no.
So they didn't grow back?
No, they didn't grow back.
So the thing.
It was like a callousy thing on top, like is what it, like tough skin is what it looked like. But.
So it's interesting. Like I was expecting my toenail. Well, I just assumed it would grow back, but like in my mind, and it did. But in my mind, I thought like it would grow like from the back to the front. It doesn't grow like that. It grows it just like grows from like your skin up. Like it's just like like you have half the toenail there, and then the other half of the toenail is gone, and it's just skin. And then slowly it just like starts building up until your toenail is
Our
back.
bodies are insane.
Yeah.
This Anon said, do you deep throat always? Pretty much.
Give it your best shot.
If we like, okay, honestly, if we have like not done a lot of blowjobs, it takes me like a few practices to get back into it. But if we're doing it often, then just use my throat.
Spitters or quitters, and you spit the other day.
My God.
So you're a fucking quitter.
Someone goes, the one time in 5 years I did not swallow, and it was so much cum. One of the users on OnlyFans to that video, they were like, how did you miss? I was like, I spit it out. I didn't miss. I spit it. Yeah, that was funny. Okay. This is a relevant question. Where is the best way to meet your future partner, girlfriend / girlfriend? I'm sure PantyNectar has a few fellow female friends. Jeez, say that 5 times fast. She can draw some experience off of and can also tell us about her own experience in this. I've always met people just doing my thing, living my life. So I think that's the best advice I could give.
Yeah.
Like, get out there, get involved in things, do things, live your life. And I think that's how you end up meeting people.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think I'll give the old cliche advice that I used to not believe or find it hard to believe, but now I definitely believe it. It's probably not best to expect to meet your future significant other like in a bar. Right? And that's not to say that not everybody goes out to bars. I mean, like most people do, especially at some point. I used to live in bars, which is why I can say this. Like I never met fucking any, you know what I mean? Like I banged a lot of chicks from bars.
We didn't meet in a bar.
No. And so like, and that's not to say it, like I was saying, like most people go to bars, but the thing is like the mindset.
Yes.
Like you're in a different mindset, right? Everybody is. So it's probably safe to say that, you know, and people listening right now thinking, oh, I met my wife in a bar or husband. We've been married forever. And, you know, that definitely happens and that's good. But I think for the majority of the audience listening, like, just living your life and getting out and doing shit and being part and
then you find your common interests that way. Like, oh, you love to run, I love to run.
Yes.
We'll meet at, you know, if you're doing all these running things and you run into someone like that, now you have a common interest. And I think
100%.
Common interests go a lot further than attraction or wanting to hook up or anything like that.
Yeah.
You have to have like, and I'm not saying that you have to be a carbon copy of your partner because I don't believe in that. I think you should definitely live your own lives, but I think having common interests like that are very important.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. I would say that to answer that question would be to do things that interest you.
Yeah.
It's like you're saying, running. You know, we watch Kill Tony every week, so sometimes we hear people come up and they'll be married and they're like, oh, where'd you meet your spouse or boyfriend? Oh, we met in a comedy club. You know, like these people meet in comedy clubs. That's their interest.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They find these groups. If you're into photography, get in a photography group. If you're into whatever it is, art.
Yeah.
If you love art, then go to painting classes or some shit like that. Dance.
Yeah.
People love to dance, right? Go take dance lessons and you know, things like that.
Get out to your local bingo. Do whatever.
Or even fucking gaming, right? Like there's like gaming conventions and all these like cons, you know, there's
a lot of things we don't even know about. I feel like I learn new stuff every single day. I'm like, this is a thing. That's a thing. Yeah. There's things out there for everyone. In fact, one of the girls in our Discord, she recently, let me pull up her pictures. She recently went to like I don't know exactly what it was called, like a Comic-Con, like some kind of thing where they dress up. I don't really know. But it was really cool to see her pictures. Let me see. Let me find one at least to pull up, because it was just cool to see people, her living her life. It wasn't even like a crazy thing. It was just like this is, so if you go to the Discord, Charmy, you guys know Charmy, but this is like her, I don't know if you can see it on the screen.
Let me,
yeah, but her like all dressed up in her, like, oh, that one she's got like a tail on.
1 second, let's see if we can. Yeah, it's just kind of dark, but yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, you guys get it. Oh, this one's like a Looney Tunes Bugs Bunny thing. So you can check those out. That's under the life selfies in the Discord server. But yeah, Dragon Con photo dump, she said. So, and there's like 8 different outfits there. So it's really cool seeing, like, that's not something I would ever go to just because I don't know anything about it and I'm not into it. But it's really cool to see people living their lives and doing stuff like that. So like, you could meet yourself a freaking dragon girl.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting you say that. Like, so you said 2 things right there. I've never been to one, and I'm not in it.
Yeah.
So I agree, and I was thinking like, yeah, me too. But the truth is, I've never been to one, but I don't know if I'm not into it because I've never fucking tried it.
Right.
Like, I may want to throw on a fucking Luigi outfit and go.
A tail?
Yeah. Luigi doesn't have a tail, babe.
Oh, well, I want you to wear a tail.
Talking about Mario and Luigi and shit. or I could be.
You would probably have so much fun dressed up as like Luigi or something.
I could be the mushroom. That'd be perfect. The fucking mushroom tip, walking around with a fucking head. Why you got a big old mushroom tip? Don't worry about it. Ask her.
That's great. Oh my gosh, yeah. So to answer your question, just be yourself, do your thing, get involved. You won't meet anyone, well, unless you're gaming, but you won't meet anyone inside your house if you're just chilling inside your home all day long.
and I think another thing is with the internet age that we live in, you know, and we're all so connected and it's wonderful. I love technology more than anybody. Mm-hmm. I think it's great. I think dating apps are great. Dating apps are amazing. They allow you to sift through a lot of people quickly and see interests, you know, all that kinds of stuff. But also, dating apps aren't the real world.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, and I think dating apps are, I really do think dating apps are good. I think they have a high success of bringing people together. But also, you know, the real world is a good place to fucking live in too.
Genuinely.
You know, yeah, 100%. So like getting out and going to physical events.
Yes. Also,
concerts.
Concerts is a great place, yeah. And just to, real quick, because you mentioned dating websites and things like that, if you guys have ever interacted with someone named PantyNectar on any dating site or any WhatsApp, things like that, it is not me. I do not use those. I'm not on any dating sites. You'll only be able to reach me, you know, on my Reddit, my OnlyFans especially. You guys can always reach the real me on OnlyFans, and X, Discord, things like that, Fansly. So I'm not on any dating sites, not on any, you know, WhatsApp, any anonymous, like, kind of hidden messaging systems like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, people have been using your name and likeness and that, you know, and it's...
Well, and it's weird, but they don't. They'll be like, oh, I'm PantyNectar, but my name's Selma, and I live in Georgia or something. Yeah. And I'm like...
Yeah.
So just be smart. You guys verify who you're talking to, no matter who it is. If you're talking to someone online, always verify. Always... Like, you know, there's a reason in the Discord server we make people crumble the paper, write on it, take a picture with it, so you can authenticate it and make sure that they didn't just go Photoshop a username and, you know, date on a piece of paper of someone else's photo. So really take the time just to verify.
Yeah. Trust, but, well, don't even trust. Verify.
Yes.
Then after you verify, give them an ounce of trust, but don't be afraid if some shit's fishy, man. Don't be afraid to be like, could you do that again? Or how about we hop on a video call real quick?
Yes.
And if someone's just like, hey, if they're like, fuck, you know, if they're just like so abrasive to that, they can't do a video call, make up all the excuses, cut them off.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah. And
do it
just
at all.
and simply just block them and move on.
Yep.
We've even seen people, you know, when I first started doing this, I remember someone in our Discord channel specifically that like he hadn't been scammed by someone named PantyNectar or pretending to be PantyNectar. It was somebody else completely online. But then what they had done is they had asked for money. He kind of said no, and then what they did was took his pictures and found his Facebook and was threatening to send them to his family and stuff.
Yeah.
You guys, the best advice I could ever give is block and move on.
Yeah.
Block and move on. Do not stress. Do not sweat. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen anyways.
Yeah.
And at least you won't be extorted for a bunch of money.
Yeah,
so
fuck that.
block and move on.
And it's like, what are they going to do? Send your fucking pictures to your fucking parents or some shit? It's like, well, your parents used to change your fucking diapers forever. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
you're a fucking adult with a
Exactly.
life.
Yeah.
You have blood pumping through your body. You're a living person.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted. Everybody fucking
Exactly.
has sexual fucking desires and shit and is always doing whatever.
So just do your best to always, no matter who it is you're talking to, and if you ever are talking to PantyNectar and you ask them to verify and they say, oh, well, it's me, of course it's me, blah, 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 then don't go for it, because I will always send a voice memo or video or something if someone is asking. But you guys know now, OnlyFans, you guys can always chat with me, Fansly, X, Reddit, Discord.
And you don't use
Instagram.
Telegram.
No.
You don't use Telegram. I believe a couple years ago you may have opened an account, but it's not active.
I'm
so
not
you
active
don't use
on there,
it. If
no.
somebody hits you up on Telegram, it's not PantyNectar.
Not on, the TikTok and Instagram is Nessa Bloom. So that is it, Nessa Bloom. Any other accounts that reach out to you that claim to be the PantyNectar podcast or anything like that, make them authenticate somehow. No one's too famous to not verify who they are with you. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if they're reaching out to you.
Exactly.
Which brings up another point. Why would, like the humility aspect of it, you're nothing special, I'm nothing special. But the reality is you have over 1.1 million followers just on Reddit alone, right? So, like, why would you be reaching out to somebody with 0 fucking followers, no karma on Telegram? It makes no fucking sense, right? So just be smart.
Do not get scammed. Ever been recognized in public by a fan? I have actually. I think I have a couple times now, but one of the very first times was, I think we were at Hallover
Beach.
and this guy, I don't remember what I feel like I can remember what it was. Dang, his username. It had Weasel or something in it. I don't remember.
His name was Chris.
Chris.
That was his name. At least that's what he said his name.
His name, his real name. But,
real nice guy.
But he was very nice, respectful, kind of like didn't come up to us right away, but then was walking by and just said, hey, love what y'all do.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, and so like we went and chatted with him. Very nice guy. But and then there was also someone somewhere that messaged me on X like after I'd left a gas station or something, and they were like, I don't know if this was you, but I think I just saw you. And I was like, oh dang, that was me. So it's funny, he didn't approach me or anything like that, just messaged me on X. That's kind of a question that I get from the people in my like real life all the time, is like, oh, aren't you worried about weirdos or like people coming up to you? First off, I don't facilitate an environment where those people can linger around and thrive. So those people usually aren't a part of my circle. And two, we don't entertain negativity. So like we really only have positive, awesome people. So I'm very grateful for.
And it's like there's this very interesting check and balance with all this shit. You know that's kind of hard to quantify. Like it's the same reason that you very, very, very rarely get reached out to by people you actually know in your real life, or people that will actually admit it.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid that you're going to fucking call them out to the world. Yeah. So they keep their mouth shut. Yeah. And it's kind of this, which you wouldn't, right? I mean, like, you've never done that.
No. I'm not in the business of exposing people. No.
But the thing is like, but they understand the reach of your accounts. So it's the same way if somebody wants to act like a fucking idiot and come up and say some shit, well, all you do is you just pull out your phone, hit record, and then go blast them online and be like, look at what this idiot did.
There was actually, I saw a question, I skipped it, but it was like, what's your best/worst interaction with a fan online? And this kind of ties into this. This was a couple years ago. But someone, I guess, from like what you can say is my hometown, or around the area, some old dude had like messaged me on Reddit and was like, you know, saying my real name because I don't know who they are, but they knew who I was. But being like talking shit almost. And so I did some digging through the guy's profile, found these pictures of these dogs he had posted about, as he's also posting on Reddit about fucking his sister, mind you. So he's on Reddit talking about you, because you can go check people's comments. He's talking about fucking his sister, and he's talking shit to me in the DMs. So needless to say, I end up finding out who this guy is solely because he posted the same fucking dogs on his Facebook, his real name and his real account, his real life, on his Facebook. And so I don't remember what his name was, totally irrelevant, but this is like the one time I actually like dug in. And so I called him by his name and was like, hey, so-and-so, I'm sure your company wouldn't like to see all your fucking Reddit posts about fucking your sister, or your wife
and his
wouldn't.
Because he is married.
Your wife wouldn't like to see that. And the dude,
Deborah, I think was the name or some shit like that.
So the dude deleted his account so fast. And like, that's literally the only instance of like negativity that I could really recall. But that was like a funny circumstance where like that right there, that's fine. You can talk all the shit you want, but online leaves a trail. Just know that.
100%.
There's always a trail online, which is why we are not unaware of that as sex workers. We understand that what we put online is probably online forever. And it goes the same way with everyone else. So be careful.
Well, it is, yeah. And, you know, like maybe back in the day, there was a little bit more anonymity on the internet. But every passing day, your anonymity on the internet becomes less and less and less.
It's insane.
So if you put something out there, even behind an anonymous account, just expect that, or just assume that it will not be anonymous at some point.
Yeah.
And that goes with everything
we even have like creators, girls that are wanting to start out, and they're like, oh, but I want to keep my face, you know, anonymous. And I'm like, that's great. You can blur your face, but please just know that right up front, what you put on the internet, it's out there, and people will probably figure out who you are. And that's just the name of the game. So if you're not comfortable with that, don't dive into this space. But if you're totally comfortable with what all that entails, this person said pets. Yes, I have a donkey, I have some chickens, and I have 4 dogs.
How many chickens do you have?
Last I counted, I have like 55 chickens and a guinea. So I count the guinea as a chicken, but it's a guinea. Yeah. I didn't think they'd survive. You know, we live out here in the country, and I thought the hawks, and we have owls here. So I was like, they definitely won't, half of these guys won't survive. When we tried to raise chicks before, they did not. Well, I don't think we ended up with a single one.
We got 25 chickens last year, and baby chicks.
Yes.
And we raised them.
Raised them things.
Right up to the point to where, well, you know, as soon as you start getting them, they start dying, right? Not really, but
some of ours didn't this time. That's what surprised me. We've
only lost 2 chicks
total.
Yeah, and one that was like right at the beginning, like right when they were little baby chicks. One unfortunately drowned in the water.
Yeah.
And then one was just
sick
dead
by
upon
the time
arrival.
I got home. Yeah, that was
Tractor
strange.
Supply. So the others are all fully healthy, and they're. So, but last year we didn't have the dogs like we do now.
Yes.
So now we have the big white dogs. The Great Pyrenees. We have a mix of a Great Pyrenees, Anatolian Shepherd, and you talk about
freaking brick house, dude.
An amazing dog.
Yeah.
She is like the best dog. Her name's Alice, and she's the biggest sweetheart. She loves the family to death.
Yes.
But do not come fucking near this property.
Yeah.
She'd probably rip your throat out.
Yeah.
Or anything else. I mean, like, it's crazy to see how protective she is.
If you guys, this morning I was live on OnlyFans for my workout, and if you guys were on there live with me, then you saw Scout. Scout came over and made a little appearance for a split second.
Yeah. He's
sketched in there. He is our stray. Scout is our stray, and he just showed up one day. We no clue where he came from. No one around us. There's very few people around us. Nobody knows where the dog came from. He was like hiding behind a bunch of our pallets of wood that we have out by the shop, and so he's just stayed. He does clockwise circles around the house.
Yep.
I noticed yesterday he was over asleep by the chickens too when I went out there.
That's weird.
Yeah. So
That's
I don't know what was going on, but yeah, he's very protective. You can tell he is a mix of like a border collie and something. Yeah. I don't know, but he's a very pretty dog. He's just so skittish.
Yeah. But a great alert dog.
Yes. And he really is. He's so friendly. Like I love on him and kiss on him, and he likes it for a little bit, and then he gets kind of spooked and goes away. But he's vicious when you pull up. He's like, this is his property. So
he's
it's pretty cool.
Sprinting towards the gate to
Jeff,
approach anyone coming in.
Jeff is our mutt. He is a mix of like a whole lot of things: Australian Shepherd, Mini Aussie, Jack Terrier, Boxer, Chow Chow, Healer. Yeah. So he is our little mutt. I know if you guys have stuck around long enough, you know that he was attacked by an owl last year, I guess now.
Last October, November. So it's been about going on 10 months.
That's crazy. Yeah. So we have a great horned owl on our property, or a few of them, I don't know. And he was attacked one morning. So long story short, he ended up having over 30 puncture wounds under his neck that we could not see. But his neck was so swollen, it was terrible. And then he had one huge slash mark from the top of his back all the way down across his ribs. He had to have staples and stuff, and he survived. And now he's like a young dog, but he acts like an old man. He fucking hates buzzards or anything that comes near. He's got like some PTSD, so he'll try to fuck them up and go after them. So yeah, that's our little mutt.
No birds allowed.
No birds allowed, except our birds. He doesn't mind our chickens, but it's funny. A buzzard even comes close, and he's like, boom, after it. And then Puppy. We have Puppy. You guys, recently Puppy was hurt. I know you guys on OnlyFans are following along. OnlyFans, they get a lot more of a personal, like, OnlyFans gets to kind of have some insight to what my day-to-day looks like. So whereas I do post a lot on Reddit and a lot on X especially as well, OnlyFans, you guys on there just get like such a detailed look at my life, live often there with you guys, chit-chatting with you guys for workouts. You guys get to see the pups. You guys get to hang out. So I don't think a lot of people know, like OnlyFans, they think that they're probably just getting porn videos there, but you're also just getting an in-depth look of my life, a little more personal look at my life. So if that's kind of something you guys are maybe listening and interested in, you could head over to OnlyFans and enjoy all that stuff. Yeah. See the pups there.
Yeah. We got a farm here.
We do.
Anybody want some chickens?
Oh my goodness!
We got lots of. But that's what I was going to say is that the chickens last year that we raised, we didn't get a single egg.
No.
They all died or got killed before we got a single egg from those chickens. We had a few others that were going to.
Because the owl would pick them off. Do you remember that?
No, the owls, the hawks, and fucking everything else, and. So now we have 50-something chickens, and we should be getting a lot of eggs here soon.
I'm very excited.
These were chicks we bought around Easter time, early April, late March, and so now they're going on 5 months old, 6 months old, 5-6 months old, and so right around that time, and so hopefully we'll be getting a lot of eggs, because we eat a lot of eggs.
We do, yes.
We eat a lot of eggs.
Yeah.
I love eggs.
Yeah. Okay, so last little anonymous remark for the day, and then maybe next time we'll do a little bit more. You guys can always go to Telenym. I'll post a link in the show notes below for you guys to go put your anonymous questions if you'd like to. But last anonymous little send-in says, I don't agree with your politics, but damned if I don't love watching you pee.
You got a good pisser, PantyNectar.
That's right. Much love. I love that, like, that one kind of stood out to me because it's very funny. Like, you may pop in to see what I'm politically, how I feel on X every now and then. It's not something I put out a lot, but it is there, and I love that you guys can just put that aside, and we can all just focus on the thing that's important, and that's just living an authentic, free, fun life.
Yeah, and I think I think that there's probably a lot of assumptions being made with that comment, right? Like we rarely
Yes.
ever talk politics.
Yes.
But last year, during the summertime, we did a little bit. I even believe we did a podcast, something in the 80s, right? And we discussed the trajectory of the country, and we felt like it was entirely on the wrong track.
Yes.
And we felt like going with the same status quo would also be entirely to continue the wrong track. So we were vocal supporters of President Trump, right? And so because you're faced with two options, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, right? And we didn't discuss this on the podcast.
These are our options.
I mean, and we, I was furious for the first. Actually, I didn't even believe it. After Biden, comes into office in 2021, those first few years, they're going after Trump, and everybody's talking about how Trump's just like the shoo-in nominee for the Republican Party in 2024. My initial reaction was, how could that be? Right? How could that be? He's like, he lost, and people say, well, the election was stolen, it was rigged, and I think there's a lot of good evidence to potentially support that, but the fact is he lost.
Yeah.
Right? And plus he was 70s, mid-70s, late 70s already at the time. And so, it's like, do you not think we could bring in somebody, maybe more youthful with some different ideas? And people would say, you don't understand. Trump's the only one that could save this country. I vehemently disagreed with that at that time. And I remember even having this conversation with my parents that back in like 2023, 2022 timeframe, they kept attacking Trump, right? But Trump is an anomaly in the sense that that he's the only person that I've ever seen in politics that the more he gets attacked, the more his approval ratings go up.
Yeah.
So there's that. Well, in 2020, first they impeached him like 2 days before he left office for the second time, which of course it was a fucking pointless impeachment. So it made no sense, but on paper. But what they were doing is, and now looking back in hindsight, it all makes sense. They were trying to gather more support for Trump. And I thought that back in 2022, 2023, when I was telling my parents that the reason that they were attacking Trump was to galvanize the base around Trump, because the Democrats thought that Trump was the only person that they could beat. Because my opinion back then was that they didn't think that they could beat Marco Rubio or Ron DeSantis or, name your, young conservative Republican. They thought that they would have a better chance at, this is my theory, that they thought that they'd have a better chance of going up against Trump and beating Trump and having the Democrat win the general election. Well, fast forward to 2024 and everything that took place, and then to now, it makes it. I have no other way to see this than that Trump is fucking a part of them. Trump is a part of the deep state, right? That he likes to talk about and bash, because I have been thoroughly disappointed with this Trump administration. And, I was not very impressed with the first Trump administration either. And my thing was that I would tell people, this is like during the primaries and stuff, like people that would support Trump over the other Republicans. Why do you do that? Well, he's going to do this X, Y, and Z. Well, if he's going to do that the second term, why didn't he do it the first term? And without fail, the response that I would always get was, you don't understand. He did not know the gravity of the situation. It's like, well, he fucking talked about draining the swamp forever. Yeah. And then he gets in there and doesn't drain the swamp and becomes part of the swamp. And now fucking has expanded government even more, expanded the debt even more, and has done so many things that we just completely fucking disagree with.
This is one thing. I think like the biggest thing for me, along with like all the little things that don't really add up to me, I think the biggest thing to me is like the Epstein files. Yep. It's like, you cannot pretend that Trump forever didn't say, these people need to be behind bars, these people. He gets the documents. I don't care. You can say they're rigged, you can say they're fake, but put them out. You don't get to be the gatekeeper of what information we deem as true and false, especially when there's people sitting behind prison doors because of this.
One day it's a hoax. One day it's not a hoax. One day fucking Trump is the FBI informant, according to Mike Johnson. Trump was the FBI informant
but then we take that
well,
back.
How do you become an FBI informant? Oh, you're fucking involved in whatever it is that they were doing. You know, Trump likes to say, oh, Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago when he figured out what he was doing. Give me a fucking break. So he was just associated with the guy for over 15 years without knowing what he was doing. And then he turns him in and then all of a sudden knows all this shit that he was doing, according to Juan Acosta, the state prosecutor.
Yeah.
Saying that Trump was the only one that was there to line up and give us everything we need. Well, how the fuck would he know all this shit?
And the thing was, I never when the real Epstein shit was dropping, when he was getting arrested, Ghislaine was getting arrested, I never paid attention to what truly was going on because there was just so much in the media. You were just like, oh, this dude's a terrible guy, which I agree. I think he's a terrible guy.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he was a part of a bigger intelligence operation by Mossad.
Now I feel like we don't even know what's true, what's false, what's and they've, we know a few people that just can throw so much mud at the wall that it really is hard to break
100%.
Everything down and figure out, okay, what is actually true and what's false. I feel like that's kind of where we're at now is what's true and what's false. People will say the assassination attempt in Butler was false, but then people will say, well, Corey died. So how could you feel that way? Well, take a look at 9/11, people.
Yeah. 9/11 was true in a sense that those buildings fell. And there was even buildings that fucking didn't get hit that were blocks away that fell. So why was that? Why is that?
And innocent people died. And if you don't think that our government's not possible of that, then I think you're dead wrong.
No, if you don't... Just go look up, go to Google. Actually, probably don't go to Google. Go to DuckDuckGo and look up MK Ultra. That's all you need to do. Go read about fucking MK Ultra.
Yeah.
And our government, and it's not just our government. It's pretty much every government.
Yeah.
They only know one thing, and that's power and control, and retaining that and expanding that. So if you're in their way, they will go right through you. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, we have been, and the Epstein thing I think is a great litmus test because if you fucking are on the bandwagon with Trump about the whole fucking Epstein thing, either one, you're completely fucking incompetent, two, you're a liar, or three, you're just a fucking idiot.
You're delusional.
Because there is no way that you can look at that whole series of events going back to the fucking early 90s to today and say, you know what, it all makes sense. Let's just take fucking Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, the FBI director and deputy FBI director. They were fucking full throttle about fucking taking down Epstein and everybody associated with that until they get in there. And then they go on Joe Rogan's podcast and saying, oh, there's no there. We saw we can't believe that people. It's like wait a second. And now fucking Dan Bongino still has not been seen in public since before fucking Trump made those weird remarks about him on July 8th.
That he's well and alive.
Because I believe it was July 8th, maybe it was the 12th, but it was right around that time. Yeah. He's alive
and well.
And Dan's still tweeting and shit like that, but he hasn't shown his pretty little fucking face anywhere because he has lost the They're all fucking frauds, dude.
And the thing they've relied back on is the same mud at the wall thing I'm talking about, where they've been saying these people need to be behind bars. These people are predators. They've done these terrible things to these children. Oh, we're not going to release the victims' names, and how dare you think that we're going to do that? We're going to release information.
You just want to see the child porn videos. No, you fucking idiot.
I want people behind bars. We have someone behind bars that y'all charged with sex trafficking, not conspiracy to sex traffic. You charged her with sex trafficking. So it's like, and the thing that's upsetting is just that it went from these people are bad people to Trump's very first, when the reporter asked Pam Bondi that next morning after that weird that unsigned memo got dropped to the media, to Axios.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
His very first, he interrupted Pam from answering and said, how freaking dare you guys sit here and talk about this loser Epstein? And it's like,
what?
And that he didn't need your support if you believe this Democratic hoax. And it's like,
It's an Obama hoax. Get the fuck out of here. You will not meet somebody that does not like Obama more than me. But you know what the fucking Epstein thing is? It's not a fucking Obama hoax.
Oh my god.
I will tell you that much.
And if it is, and if the files are all fucked up at this point, which I'm not denying that could be a possibility, but it's like, then just release it. Don't change your story every 3 different reporter questions. Like, it's always a different, well, we're not going to do this. Well, it's a hoax. Well, he's not. What did Speaker Mike Johnson say? Well, he wasn't saying it's a hoax. These real things happened. And it's like, no, he is saying that the files are a hoax and that no one, remember in the memo, no one did anything. There is no client list. There is nothing going on. It was just Epstein and his videos.
Yeah. And
tell that to Bill fucking Clinton. Yeah, right.
And then to see them going after Thomas Massey so hard because Massey's the only one with fucking balls enough to stand up and do what's right. And I know we have a lot of people that love our stuff or come from the left side of the political aisle. And so I understand, they're like, well, fuck Thomas Massey. And I understand that. Like, if, you're a liberal, you don't like this stuff. You don't like these people anyways. But imagine fucking if Biden was still in office and he was going so hard at Elizabeth Warren or something like that. You're like, man, that's like one of our most liberal persons in the Senate. Yeah. Why would you go after her? It's the same thing. Like Thomas Massey is like one of the most conservative guys in Congress, and they're fucking Trump. These fucking billionaires from New York set up a super PAC to take out Massey. Yeah. MAGA crazy. something Kentucky, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's I followed politics since I was 12 years old, and I have since Trump came into office. The first thing that motherfucker did was Gulf of America. Gulf of fucking America.
It's ours.
And it's like, and I remember watching him do that, and it's like, wait a second, I'm not upset at that. Okay, call it Gulf or whatever the fuck you want to say.
Yeah.
But I thought we elected you to handle real shit.
Make groceries cheaper.
Like real problems and lower the fucking debt.
Yeah.
And guess who they fucking kicked out with a black eye on his way?
Yeah.
Elon Musk. Gone. Because Elon's like, hey, I thought we were about controlling spending and shit and trying to get spending under control. No, you little Elon, you don't understand that. Get out of here, dude. You don't understand economics. We got the smartest of the smart. That Caroline Levitt fucking dumb bitch sit up there fucking. I cannot fucking stand that bitch. She's worse than KJP from fucking Biden's administration. Karine Jean-Pierre, whatever her name was. Just sit up there and lie, and gaslight you to fucking death. And you're like, I'm not listening to your fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
So, Trump said that he did not want our support. And guess who I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you and fuck everybody else. And because all fucking politicians are fucking
I was going to say, I think you have to come to the realization that
government. Fuck government.
I have a friend that always says oh, it's not going to matter what you do anyways. And I used to be like, yeah, right. Go vote. It's so important. Do these things. And now I'm like, is it? Is it important? Does our word matter? Does our voices matter? We know so many people that are getting fucked over left and right from the government, and they're having to go reach out to congressmen to fucking get solutions. So it's does our we're just pawns in this game that's being played called life, and you just have to live every day.
Yeah. Remember when Trump was on Rogan, and during that time, right before the election. Excuse me, and he was tossing around the idea like Trump always does. Trump is a genius in understanding the narrative, if you will, and how all that works. You notice that what Trump does a lot of the times is he doesn't come out in full-throated support of something. He'll just toss it out there and walk away, make some comments, walk away, and see how it sits with the public for a few weeks, and then come back with it. And either fucking disavow and say, I never said that. Yeah. or go fully on board with it and be like, this is the greatest idea known to man, and it's only because of me, and I'm going to save the world.
Yeah.
But around that time, right before the election, on the Rogan episode, he was talking about, well, what if we could get away with doing away with the income tax and the IRS?
Yeah.
If we just had these things called tariffs. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, everybody gets fucking like googly eyed and shit. Like,
no income
like
tax?
no income tax, and all we need to do is have these tariffs. Yeah, everybody's like on board with tariffs and shit. And so, which is just a fucking tax. Let's be very clear. Tariffs are a tax. And so everybody jumps on board with that. So boom, tariffs go up. And guess what is still fucking upon us? The IRS, the income tax, all that bullshit. And on top of that, tariffs.
Yeah.
Yay.
And every day they're like, oh, we're bringing in $70 billion in tariffs.
Great,
like,
as the fucking national debt has risen above $37 trillion and continues to rise.
Why did my ground beef that is nothing special from HEB go from $12 just a few short years ago to just recently went up to $16.99? For a 2-pack of beef, $16.99. And I know you guys that grocery shop, or you moms that are listening, or you guys that are always in the grocery store, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They've done nothing but go up. It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eggs is like the only fucking thing that stayed the same. That's about it.
You know, these politicians are so just deeply removed from like the real world, the real life. All of them, the Democrats, the Republicans. I mean, like, think about it. Like, how could Joe Biden or Donald Trump really have a fucking understanding about what it's like to go shopping at HEB? Mm-hmm. To go in and be like, you know what? I used to be able to buy all these groceries for $110, and now they're $160.
Yeah.
In a matter of fucking months.
Yeah.
Like, they don't feel that shit.
No.
Like, they don't do that.
Yeah.
They're just completely disconnected. I mean, when was the last time you think either one of those fucking men cooked a meal?
Yeah.
Or their wives cooked a meal? Doesn't happen. And
Chuck Schumer don't know how to cook either. So
fucking cheeseburger Chuck. Yeah, like, and I'm not like, look, they've risen to life. Like the White House, you have chefs in there and shit like that. I get it. Like, good on you. You know, if you got somebody cooking for you, I'm not bashing that. But what I'm saying is they're just disconnected.
Yeah.
They're disconnected from reality. So they look at these bullshit numbers from like the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which is all fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. Like. For instance, the unemployment rate. There's not just an unemployment rate. There's a bunch of different unemployment rates.
Right.
And so and then how they calculate the data that goes into that is a whole nother issue, you know? So the politicians, they like to pick and choose what number they want to talk about. And, you know, like all you got to do is just go to fucking the White House social media accounts and they'll paint you a picture that it's a perfect world out there.
Yeah.
Well, the Biden administration was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, it's just fucking obviously not.
Yeah, it's pretty
crazy. There's a lot of real issues out there, but they don't want to address that shit.
Yeah. So speaking of tariffs and high prices, you can head over to onlyfans.com/PantyNectar for 65% off right now, today. You do not have to miss out on it. You guys can snag a discount and enjoy a month of amazing PantyNectar stuff, in-depth life with me. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy connecting with all you guys. And remember, you can always head to PantyNectar.com to watch the podcast, and Fansly for P videos, and Discord for an amazing community. So we will see you guys next time.
See ya.